Nagpapatuloy ang confirmation hearing sa Senado para sa appointment ng ilang opisyal ng gobyerno. At kanina sumalang sa pagdinig sina DSWD Secretary Dinky Soliman at DOJ Secretary Laila de Lima. Panoorin po natin ang papapatuloy ng confirmation hearing.
Any directive for them to formally explain. It was just really a matter of confirming your departure from the Philippines. It's just simply part of what I think is our duty also to monitor those that have been charged already before the ombudsman. Not for anything else, because we don't intend at all to prevent your departure or the departure of anyone na wala pa hong legal impediment for such travel.
All right. Why did you have to do that? Since I do not have any whole departure order, I do not have a lookout order.
I just wanted to know, sir,
Where my whereabouts is.
the fact that you left.
All right.
Not your exact whereabouts, of
All right.
course.
Did you know that I left recently? Yes.
I think there was an information
Where did you get that information?
from BI.
Or where did I go?
They said Hong Kong.
Oh, magaling. And then, how many days did I stay?
I don't know, sir.
Okay.
But obviously you're back.
And I do not have any plans of leaving the country. I mean,
You told me so, sir.
I will face the charges. that
Yes,
you
sir.
filed.
You told me so
Yes.
during that, the first time that you informed me. You said that you will face
Of
the
course.
charges, no intention at all to evade.
That is
the
true,
cases.
Madam Nominee. I will face the charges. Fabricated though, I will face them in court.
With due respect, I disagree that these cases are fabricated. We will never.
Well, that is my opinion.
I respect your opinion, sir, but we
And
would
I will
never would
also
have
respect your
filed those
opinion, madam.
cases. We would never have filed those cases.
All right, let's go to the next point, Madam Chair. Madam Nominee, you've been at the helm of the Justice Department for 4 years, since President Aquino was elected into office. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Why is it only now that you appeared before this commission? What happened during your first year in office?
I also wonder, sir, why it's only now that I was made to appear. I was just really waiting for an official notice. There has been no notice in the first year, the second year, the third year. Now, recently, I think there were 2 occasions that I could have been set for hearing, only that there was no compliance with the 3-day notice rule. When I was checking my own schedule also, whether I could already appear, it just so happened that the first 2 informal notices there was a sched conflict, a major sched conflict. So hindi ko rin po alam.
Did you ever request the commission to schedule your confirmation? Did you ever talk to the chairman before? I understand it was Senator Joker Arroyo to schedule you.
I remember one time that I saw him when I attended a committee hearing. I'm not sure whether it was the first year or the second year. And I asked, kailan po kaya ako my schedule? And if I remember correctly, his advice was, wag na muna siguro, at the time. Although he did advise me also, if you want, you can talk to the members one by one. But I never did that po.
Why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do that, Madam Nominee?
I wasn't sure whether that is really
That was
the procedure.
Tradition here in the commission appointments. So you never did this up to now, I presume, because you never made the rounds.
A few weeks ago, I met with a group of representatives some members of the House contingent at the office of the Speaker. And just,
What about the senators?
no, Your Honor, I never,
You never met a single member of the commission.
no, Your Honor.
I was there in the House meeting. I was there.
I'm sorry, except for Senator Coco, he was also there. I'm sorry, sir. She was also there at the office of the Speaker when I met some members of the House contingent. Thank you.
Bakit yung mga senator hindi kayo umikot? You didn't go to you get to talk to Senator Recto, Senator Ligarda. Wag na lang po ako dahil baka galit ho kayo sa akin. Si Senator Soto, ba't hindi ho kayo nagpunta para mag-courtesy call? And that has been the tradition ever since. Yun na yung kinagisnan ko rito sa Commission on Appointments.
I'm sorry, but it did not occur to me. I wasn't sure
You weren't sure of what?
whether I could do that.
Oh, the chairman himself already advised you before. It was Senator Arroyo who already advised you before to make the rounds in the Senate, make the rounds in the House of Representatives, and talk to the members of the Commission on Appointments.
I just took it,
Siya na
Your Honor,
mismo
I'm
na.
sorry. I just took it as an advice.
Why did you go to the House of Representatives several days ago?
Ago po. Few
Ah.
weeks ago, I was invited, and I was asked, and I was persuaded to do that, and so I could meet the House members.
So that was the reason for you appearing today.
What do you mean, sir?
They convinced you to.
The reason for my appearance today is because I was finally issued a formal notice to appear today. And I knew that it was just a matter of time na talaga naman pong i-schedule na ako. Kasi it's been so long already. I cannot stay as a Secretary of Justice with just an interim appointments until 2016. So when I took that opportunity to talk to some House members and
Why didn't you do that before? Di sana na-confirm ka na nung araw pa ho. Di ba ho?
I just didn't think about it. Perhaps it's the
Why did you
extreme
think about it
heavy
only now,
workload.
Madam Nominee? Bakit hindi pa nung araw? Senator Joker already advised you to make the rounds and you did not do the rounds. You should have been confirmed even long ago, even the first year in office, I suppose.
I'm sorry, I just didn't think about it.
All right.
And I didn't do it. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Perhaps among those here, baka ako nang pinakamatagal na sa CA, third term ko na sa CA, no? Para lang fair, no? I mean, not to... And I was just asking my staff who's been with me since 1998. Some cabinet members and military nominees have come, have requested for help. Sometimes you see them in the corridor. But there are maybe, in my experience, 2/3 who have never sought me out, never came to me, but I approve them anyway based on my studies. So it's really an unwritten rule. And perhaps Senator Jinggoy is correct, it's tradition. But to be fair also to our nominee, perhaps it's very difficult. Parang hindi mo alam kung lalapitan mo, may utang na loob ka. Pag hindi mo lapitan, sabihin suplado ka. Kaya mahirap. If I were in her place, I would also feel wary, conscious, or careful. On the other hand, it's a tradition, but in my experience in my 3 terms, very few have come, and 2/3 perhaps have not sought my help. In fact, I've helped so many people in the CA whom I've never met, and I just see them later on, and they go far in life and say, ay, inapprove po niyo ako sa CA. In fact, if I may, a little story, there was someone who did something personal against me long before in my life, 25 years ago. And the person was in the Commission on Appointments. I even voted for that person. And the person was so astonished that I nominated that person who had a personal issue long time ago, which I forgot. Ganun lang po. Just to be fair also to the nominee, just to shed light,
Thank you.
because I may be the longest
serving senator in my 3 terms in the CA here. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Chairman.
Senator Legarda. And had I been the chairman before of the committee, I would not have given the said advice that for you to make the rounds. I would not have given that advice. So for me, it's immaterial. So, okay. Any questions from the House delegation? So do I hear a motion to?
No, ako po.
Okay, Majority Leader.
May mga points lang ako na I want to clarify regarding the role of the commission appointments. I heard the appointee earlier saying that she recognizes the authority of the commission appointments. Who was your predecessor, ma'am?
Al-Agra. The immediate predecessor was then Acting Secretary Al-Agra, and before him, Acting Secretary Agnes de Venadera.
And
And before her, Raul Gonzalez.
I checked the
Acting
records,
Secretary Raul.
and not one of those was ever confirmed by the commission appointments.
That's what I know also, sir.
Secretary Raul Gonzalez was confirmed.
I thought
Yes, yes.
we were told
Yes.
earlier that for 6 years.
No, he was confirmed. I was the chairman of the Committee on Justice at the time.
Okay.
May we know
Several
when?
years after.
Siya-
He was already, I don't know, he was so weak. Kung naawa yata tayo. Yes, I was the chairman of the Committee on Justice at the time.
So I'll take the
We
word of
confirmed
the Honorable Estrada that it was finally confirmed. Kasi po, can you explain to us, ma'am, what is your take on republicanism? What is the Republican form of government?
Republicanism is sovereignty, resides in the people, and all authority emanate from the people. And
Meaning-
therefore, since members of Senate and the House of Representatives derive their mandate from the people, then they have the right also to pass upon.
Simply said po, wala po pwedeng magsilbi sa gobyerno, walang basbas yung mga mamamayan.
Po.
Dahil sila po
True.
hari.
Yes, sir.
But under our system of republicanism, the sovereign authority passed this authority to certain people.
The duly elected representatives.
Kaya po yung president, have you been nominated, ever nominated to your position as Secretary of Justice?
The president has issued ad interim appointments, has issued
Precisely,
the initial
ma'am.
appointment and the ad interim appointments.
My,
So nomination from the president.
my point is, we were never nominated at all. Because a nomination is made when Congress is in session.
Honor. Agree.
All you have been receiving are ad interim appointments because all while we were in recess.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, so, ang understanding ko po kasi, please correct me of my limited knowledge of the law, yung pong confirmation process yan, the President can only nominate. Now, in rare cases, he can appoint when Congress is in recess para wala pong vacuum, di po ba? But in your cases, which I called the attention of Secretary de Lima also, lagi po kayo na-appoint pagka naka-adjourn kami. Kaya po, it has happened na tapos na po yung 2/3 ng term ni Presidente, first time po ninyo humarap dito, hindi po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hindi po ba medyo derogation of the Constitution na po yun? Because the framers of our Constitution designed it that the President nominates and with the consent of the Commissioner appointments, magiging full-time po kayo sa trabaho nyo. Alam po ninyo kung bakit, like I said earlier, lahat po ng nasa gobyerno kailangan may basbas ang tao, pero meron pong certain officials, dati po, pati mga judges, pati mga justices, kailangan dumaan po dito dahil you have the power over the life, liberty, and property of people po eh. Yung judge mo, pwede ka na pakulong eh. Nawala man lang basbas. Eh ngayon, medyo nawala na nga po yung judiciary sa commission appointments, kaya nakakatakot po yun. Which was my opening statement in the impeachment of the Chief Justice. Ngayon po, sa Secretary of Justice din po, can you imagine, you've been serving there for 4 years na wala man lang basbas po yung mga hari o yung sovereign Filipino people because your appointments were made in such a way na hindi po kayo humaharap sa confirmation. Hindi po ba what do you feel, Madam Secretary, serving as one who has not been confirmed?
I perfectly get your point, Your Honor. Of course, it's not the ideal situation that you have cabinet members that are repeatedly being issued ad interim appointments, because ideally, us members of the cabinet and being subjected to confirmation should be able to readily and easily settle all issues surrounding our fitness to discharge our respective mandates. But I honestly cannot answer why there have been several cabinet members, I myself included, that have been the recipient of several or repeated ad interim appointments. Because as I said, the ideal situation is what is precisely provided for in the strict sense under the Constitution. It's either you appoint regular basis, the nomination, and therefore the confirmation should be also during the time that Congress is in session, so that we would know, so that the assumption into office is only upon confirmation. But I guess that issue can be addressed also to the appointing authority. We serve at the pleasure of the President, and the President has his own reasons why he would prefer that we be issued ad interim appointments every time that some of us are being bypassed. All this time.
Ako po I am actually, like I did in the other committee hearing, and for the benefit of the public po, kasi ang dami nagte-text, bakit kayo mga congressman labas-pasok dyan sa hearing na yan? Kasi po sabay-sabay po mga hearings eh. Meron po dun sa kabila, as of 9 o'clock p.m., upon my motion, na submit na po yung appointment ni Secretary Dinky Soliman sa CA proper. Pagkatapos po nito, meron pong kung ilan generals po yung ginagawa rin namin sa kabila, kaya palipat-lipat po kami. Kailangan po ng quorum doon. Lalo na po ako po majority leader, so I have to be there. So, having said that, now I'm addressing in fact this matter to my colleagues in Congress. Pakita po naman natin yung political will kasi natin na these things have been happening because we allow it. Pagka paulit-ulit naman po na na-appoint na hindi naman pumupunta sa atin, we should make an issue of that because that is a violation of the Constitution. Can you imagine, you could have chosen not to come here and complete your 6 years at mangyayari yun dahil ang Kongreso, pinapayagan po yun. So, in your case now, I am appealing to everybody, isalang na natin po yan at pagbutuhan natin. I mean, when the time comes, para naman po hindi bypass ng bypass, para naman kung ayaw natin, i-reject na natin yan para mapalitan na po yan. Kasi under our jurisprudence, an appointee or a nominee has been rejected by the Commission on Appointments, hindi pwedeng i-appoint ni Presidente yan. Pero natotolerate po yan. That has been tolerated because of our own omission or lack of political will on the matter. So, kasi po, lalo na po sa inyo, can you imagine this happening in the United States where the Attorney General has been serving for 4 years na hindi man lang humarap sa confirmation process? Hindi po mangyayari yun, hindi po ba?
Probably, sir.
It's really more fun in the Philippines talaga because you can serve as a cabinet member. In fact, you have outlived one Congress po eh. The whole of the 15th Congress. Wala na, yung iba, wala na akong member. You have outlived one commissioner appointments here dahil iba na ho itong commissioner appointments ito. But your appointment has been there for 4 years. So, nagmamakaawa rin po kami sa executive na i-appoint nyo naman po, i-nominate nyo kung pwede para naman hindi po muna magsisilbi dahil nakakatakot po lalo na yung Secretary of Justice. I'm saying this, ma'am, with trepidation. Takot na takot po ako eh. Dahil baka, mami, lumabas yung pangalan ko doon sa mga Louis files o Napoles list o ano dyan, ako pa ang nakakatakot po. Hindi, I'm telling this all honestly. Can you imagine grilling the Secretary of Justice who will now decide whether cases will be filed before the Ombudsman against us? Nakakatakot po. At lalo na si Laila, kaibigan ko si Laila. Even before she was Secretary of Justice, we have known each other. Kaya makaawa po ako dito sa mga colleagues ko. Huwag na natin i-bypass ito. I-submit na natin sa plenaryo at pagbutuhan natin para naman po kung ayaw ng taong bayan through us. And I appeal po sa mga ibang nominees, ganyan po ang kalakaran natin. Kami nga ho nag-house to house campaign para ma-elect kami. We go to every barangay captain, we go to every mayor. Kayo po are parang in a parliamentary form of government, you are elected by us. You cannot be Secretary of Justice if we don't elect you in the commission appointment. So, hindi rin masama po na puntahan nyo kami. Dahil kami po ang kinatawan ng mga boss ni Pinoy. Hindi po ba? Ang Sovereign Authority Filipino, kami po yung representatives. Sa amin po binigay yung karapatan nila na paupuin ka dyan. Kaya hindi ho masama na puntahan nyo kami. Congressman, pwede ba i-support nyo kami? Bakit hindi ho? Dahil ganun po ang style of government po natin. We will have to elect you, ma'am. And you are assured of my vote because you are my type of Secretary of Justice. Yung nga lang...
Maraming salamat po.
Oo.
I do recognize the authority of this
para hindi na ho
commission.
sana maulit na, paulit-ulit na ganun po. Tapos na po.
I will make the same
Okay,
plea.
Majority Leader.
Pwede
Yes,
ho, desisyonan
time
nyo
check,
na
Madam
agad.
Secretary. It's 12 noon. So you continue, Madam Secretary. You wanna say something?
No more, sir. No more, sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Senator Soto.
Well, somehow supporting the idea of my friend, but not entirely. I will reiterate what I told him in the other confirmation hearing of Secretary Soliman. Ilagay mo na sa rules. Imbis na nakikiusap tayo sa mga kasama natin ng botohan o i-reject, let's amend the rules of the commission so that pagka nakatatlong bypass na, botohan na natin, forced to vote or
Yes,
reject.
sir. I will file the motion to amend the rules before we adjourn.
Yan, no? Para ma-solve yung problemang ganyan na nangyayari sa atin. Hindi.
Mr.
Just triple bypass o quadruple bypass ang gusto nyo? O double bypass?
Siguro triple.
Triple
Strike
bypass?
three.
Dead na? Oh, sige po.
3 strikes, hindi ba? Oo, dapat.
Mr. Chairman,
Senator Ligarda.
I would like to register my support of the proposal of the Majority Leader, which he has suggested. Indeed, 4 years without a confirmation of a nomination, it's simply an ad interim, especially for a Secretary of Justice, would be very difficult to provide justice to many nameless faces of 100 million population. So I would support that suggestion, and at the proper time, I would register my positive affirmation of the nomination of the nominee.
Senator Soto.
Just one final rejoinder. I forgot this. Incidentally lang, yung nabanggit din nyo yung courtesy call na tinatawag eh. And for the information of not only Secretary de Lima, but all the other nominees. Yung courtesy call kasi, kaya ginagawa yan. And I have been in the Commission on Appointments since 1993. Ginagawa yan because there are some things that you don't want to take up in plenary. Like for example, may mga issue ng hindi magandang pag-usapan dito. Pwede nyo pag-usapan eh. Para hindi na nasa sa publiko. May mga bagay na gano'n eh. Katulad kanina, there were issues that Secretary de Lima did not want to answer. But she could have answered that in a informal meeting. Kaya po ginagawa yung... Wala hong masama doon sa courtesy call eh. Kaya ginagawa yung courtesy call ng mga cabinet members. And I think 100% of the cabinet members usually make a courtesy call, except, and in my experience, except those who were former members of Congress. We always give them the courtesy of no questions asked and approval right away. Parang ganun eh. Parliamentary courtesy. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I would like to assure the nominee That you have my word. I will not be an obstacle. I will not be a hindrance to your confirmation.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, may I just make a reservation that I'll be the one to move for in proper time when we get all the papers. I will move with the support of the majority and everybody for the favorable recommendation of the Committee on Justice to plenary para mapagbutuhan na po yan. Ibang-iba, Laila, yung feeling mo, yung talagang sigurado mas marami kang pakukulong sa amin siguro pagka makuha mo yun.
So before we suspend the Madam Secretary, just a friendly reminder of the letter. I think you made a commitment that you will...
Yes, sir. I will trace that letter and give a copy.
Give a copy to the committee, Secretary, to the Madam
To the
Secretary,
committee, yes, sir.
to the committee. So do I hear a motion to suspend deliberations?
To the committee, not
To the committee,
Senator
Madam
Estrada.
Secretary, to the committee.
Sir Honor, to the committee as well as my written comment. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, just to
Senator
clarify,
Ligarda?
it's a suspension of the committee hearing
Yes, ma'am.
for next week.
Do I hear a motion to suspend?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we suspend the hearings of the confirmation
Senator
of the
Osmeña
Honorable
and I want to
Secretary
know
of
when
Justice.
next week.
I will not. Until Wednesday, June 11 at 10 o'clock in the
Just
morning
to clarify,
of 2014.
this is a hearing before the 11 plenary. So she could be confirmed, hopefully, in 11 plenary.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And just to question, you said she is your type of secretary or type of woman?
Both.
Both.
So, hearing is suspended until June 11 at 10 o'clock a.m. And when we resume, we will proceed with the questions from the committee members. Thank you very much.
At mga kapuso dyan po, nagtatapos pansamantala yung Commission on Appointments hearings at ang susunod nilang pagkikita ay sa susunod na linggo na, Miyerkules, kung saan inaasahang pagbobotohan na sa plenaryo ang kumpirmasyon. At bago nito ay pinag-usapan ni Congressman Rudy Fariñas, pati na rin ng iba pang mga senador at miyembro ng Commission on Appointments ang motion na pagbotohan agad ang kumpirmasyon ng isang appointed official dahil sabi nga nila kung masyadong matagal na hinahayaan ng isang halimbawa interim appointment ay hindi rin daw ito patas, no? At parang nagkakaroon din ng problema hindi lamang para dun sa appointed official kundi pati na rin sa mga miyembro ng Kongreso at pati na rin iba pang affected parties. Kaya naman inaasahan na sa mga susunod na pagdinig ng Commission on Appointments ay aamyendahan na ito para pagkatapos daw ng ikatlong pag-bypass ay pagbobotohan na agad ang kumpirmasyon ng isang opisyal.